The euro traded 0.2% from an 8-week low amid concern Greece will struggle to win bailout funds, risking its future in the European monetary bloc. The shared currency maintained declines versus most of its 16 major counterparts ahead of data that may add to signs the region's debt crisis is hurting growth. The Australian dollar remained higher after gaining yesterday before the Reserve Bank sets monetary policy today. The dollar index DXY was near the highest in 2 months before today's U.S. presidential election. The yen advanced as Asian shares failed to rally. The euro is looking softer in a risk-averse market ahead of the Greek parliamentary vote on its budget and austerity measures, said Ken Takahashi, Assistant Vice President of Global Markets in New York at Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Bank Limited. TRBK should may be rejected. Concerns about a Greek exit could flare up again and the euro could see another leg down. The euro lost 0.1% to $1.2787 as of 10:12 a.m. in Tokyo from yesterday, when it touched $1.2767, the weakest since September 11. The common currency lost 0.2% to 102.56, after having fallen 0.9% in the past 2 sessions. The dollar slid 0.1% to 80.21 yen. As Greece seeks the €31 billion $40 billion financing tranche this month, Prime Minister Antonis Samaras is facing down the revolt in his three-party coalition. The leader of the Democratic left reiterated November 4 his party's opposition to changes in the labor law demanded by international creditors. While no date has been set for a vote on that bill, it may come as soon as tomorrow. The budget vote is slated for November 11. Economic slump elsewhere in Europe. Spain said yesterday it is working on a review of income and spending in its welfare system as it heads toward a deficit. The country is relying on €100 billion in European aid for its banks and potentially seeking more to shore up its public finances. Klaus Regling, managing director of the European Stability Mechanism, said yesterday the 17-nation euro area needs more time to overcome the Greece-triggered troubles because the resulting economic slump is the worst since the 1930s. The final reading on a composite index measuring euro area services and manufacturing was probably at 45.8, the lowest in more than 3 years and unchanged from preliminary data on October 24, according to the Median Economist estimate compiled by Bloomberg News. London-based Market Economics releases the report today. Economists in a separate Bloomberg poll estimate German factory orders, adjusted for seasonal swings and inflation, declined 0.4% in September from the previous month, when it decreased 1.3%. The Economy Ministry in Berlin will report its figures today. U.S. election. The euro is being sold as the market focuses on the risks surrounding Greece and Spain, said Junichi Ishikawa, an analyst at IG Markets Securities Limited in Tokyo. German data have been weakening and there are concerns the country may fall into a recession. You can't buy euro in the current environment. The dollar index rose to the highest in almost 2 months yesterday before Americans go to the polls. The gauge, which Intercontinental Exchange Incorporated uses to track the U.S. currency against those of 6 major trading partners, was little changed at 80.744 from 80.749 yesterday, when it reached 80.847. The highest since September 7. President Barack Obama led Republican challenger Mitt Romney 48% to 45% in an October 31, November 3 national poll conducted by the Pew Research Center, a survey that showed them tied at 47% a week ago. The final tracking poll by ABC News and The Washington Post had Obama taking the lead of 50% to 47% in a survey of 2,345 likely voters conducted November 1 to 4. The margin of error was plus or minus 2.5 percentage points. RBA in Australia. 20 out of 27 economists surveyed by Bloomberg expect the Reserve Bank to cut interest rates by 25 basis points, or 0.25 percentage point, to 3% when the policy board makes its decision at 2:30 p.m. in Sydney. The Australian dollar rose 0.1% to $1.0370 from yesterday, when it gained 0.3%. Asian shares slid, with the MSCI Asia Pacific Index losing 0.1%, extending yesterday's 0.2% slide. The yen advanced against all its 16 major counterparts,